All right, so I'm gonna teach the spiritual side of the Bible, right? Because every child is born with like a hidden talent or a hidden gift. With their hidden gift, they gotta search for it. With them searching for it, they know it when they come in, but then because of the way reality is set up, they can't bring it to the real world because it's gonna be people that's gonna shun them on it. Like they gonna make them keep that in, or they gonna make them keep it secret. So think about how the world works, right? It's talking about Lucifer took 1/3 of the angels. It's angle. When you look at the angle of life, it's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day, 8 hours, right? That's the loop that they got us in, where that's 1/3 of the day. With that being 1/3 of the day for 8 hours, somebody's under the morning star, meaning they doing something for 8 hours that they not thrilled to do. And with them not being thrilled to do it, it's gonna take the energy because they signed up under it and lost their free will. When you lose your free will, if you feed more into what the job is telling you to do, that's working under somebody else's dream. So working under somebody else's dream, it keeps that running for their family. And when it keep running for their family, there's no problem with it, but it has to be the correct things that their family is even producing. So if you're working for a job and you feel it heavy on your spirit where you know that you're not helping nobody at that job, it's gonna weigh heavy on the soul because now they teaching you to like just this. Like you running a business, so it's like you got them operating under their rules, regulation, laws, and instead of you being humane to certain people that can't afford different things, it's like now you just gotta look in mind like, ah man, da 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 da. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You looking at them different, or you acting crazy towards them instead of helping them. So what I always do in them 8 hour jobs, if it's something that's not assisting people, I'm still finding out a method to assist somebody. So like me working telecommunications for so long, it's just like, do you really need this? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like more of a logical speaking, not just promoting like they want because they be like promotion, promotion. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get everybody to buy into that you know what I'm saying, operation. So they're gonna have more and more things, more tactics latched on to it every time, and now there's more information you gotta take in, more training you gotta get. So then the job becomes exhausting because they're not up in any type of pay because the value of the people that's working for certain numbers is not increasing. So they ain't looking at nobody's worth. They still looking at that shit on paper. So micromanagers is the ones that's always looking at that sheet like, oh, we gotta pay this person this, we gotta pay this person that, we gotta pay. And then they helping somebody above them embezzle money where they stealing money from everybody's pocket because the more that they decreasing what the pay is, the higher pay up it is. And then taxes on the outside still charging like 40% for the higher up. So when they're charging 40% for them, they not making 50% of what they creating. And then you got the people underneath them, the managers and shit, that's getting taxed, and then they got affordable living, but because they moved to middle class, they can't afford to live no more because middle class prices is rising. So they got all these expenses, got to take care of the home, the houses, all them utilities, and then the poor that's going from apartment to apartment, they still apartmentally, but then we celebrating anytime we can, but then we at the bottom of the pyramid, like working in these jobs, looking at how the top is treating everybody, and then you understand why people is just on the streets. And when you see people on the streets, it's not just streets as in homeless, but it's people working that street too to get their own funds for their living. And the people working the streets, those are laws that they have because those are the ones not paying back the tax. And when they not paying back the tax, it's like, oh nah, lock them up and put them in one of our institutions, either the crazy house, the prison, or the hospital. But they got to be in one of our institutions because we already had them in school taking off all their memory, creating all these subjects to subject them. But when you at home, somebody's supposed to speak affirmations to us, where if you hear it 28 times in a row, that's going to build their spirit inside of the chromosomes. And when the spirit is built inside the chromosome, it teaches that child a reflex to keep their head on the swivel. So now the head is in that inner conscious. So now the child is in that inner conscious listening to ghosts, because those are people that's not around them, but they still within memory of them. So every time they talk to other children, you gaining more knowledge. But then the higher guides is our parental guides and guardians that will always overcome what other people say until somebody else give us something else that like changes the whole thought. And then we took what the older folks told us and we use a math equation, add what the new folks is telling us, and we put it all together to sum up reality. because it's the 85 percenters that don't care at all. So 85% of the world not gonna care. Then you got 10% that's trying to find out, and you got 5% withholding information. And then you got that 0.01% of people that's actually trying to give out everything because it's nothing, you know what I'm saying, paid more than knowing that you teaching that God is our creator and it's multiple gods. So now you starting to see people worship whichever God they serve because everything had a creator. Everything having a creator, everything had to be invented by something. So you go back to the beginning, and that was just a body of water. And with us being 75% water, that's how you really land yourself back. Like every time I put something in my body, I'm resembling God because now I'm a celestial being creating a universe inside of me. That's the Egyptian, which tells you about the underworld. And then you do something on the outside. That's the Greek telling you about the outer realms because the Greeks is the ones that told us like, all right, they all got human characteristics as guys. With them all having human characteristics, they all look at us and they's watching what we doing, right? And this is how you really assemble it. Like how you can look at ants moving and shit, that's how they watching us. But them watching us is because we got sent here for reasons. Us getting sent here for reasons. Some of us had a conversation with God to tell us, you know what I'm saying, to tell what we actually wanted to do. That's how you know we left God. Because if you can't remember the conversation, then it's like you forget what you want to do in this realm. And what you forgetting what you want to do in this realm, you get stuck in other people's ideas. You get stuck in other people's ideas. It's not going to change the flow of society, but we all moving as fish in this planetarium. So we just going with the flow. But then it wakes you up every event. Every event is waking you up because every day is repentance. You always kill yourself and then you wake up to create a new self. Sleep is the cousin of death. And those are also some creators too. So when they tell you about Morpheus, Morpheus is the dream creator. So that is part of the matrix. And with the matrix, we all align in systems, us all being aligned in systems. You know what I'm saying? We breaking through the algorithm of the system because it's a maze. Now we becoming amazing and we hatching. With us hatching, shit, motherfuckers is gonna change the progress of this world. But it's gonna take everybody to do that shit. It just gotta snap in multiple minds. So we gotta goddamn get to the higher ups, like the authoritative figures, the ones that got high standards in mind, and they gotta break that shit down to see, damn man, I got like 50 cars, but I can only drive one a day. Like it becomes toys because that is waste now. That's just shit sitting around. They gotta crank them cars up because you know what I'm saying. It's like a whole bunch of work that goes into owning multiple things. So the more things that you cherish, the more you gotta take care of it. So the more shit that people are taking care of, you see, we not taking care of each other no more. Cause now it's items out here they starting to worship. It's like, nah, this is more important than this. This is more important than that. But then when a child will break something, you know, as an adult, like, damn, that shit can still get replaced because that was a child doing that. You know what I'm saying? And now the mind being broken into, we gotta break these minds of adults that's still doing kids and like, I need this Hot Wheel, I need this Hot Wheel, because they always looking to feel better. Why are you always looking to feel better? Why do you always need a new vehicle? Why do you always need a new chain? Why do you always need something new when it's like it's not really creating shit. It's just bragging. It's just wearing the body down. When they wearing the body down, these clothes are meant to be worn. You know what I'm saying? Not us wearing out each other's flesh. Like you got to be a slave because I did this. You got to because people get money based off their talents, and just because they talented in that area does not mean that that's what the whole world needs to commit to. Because now we just living by everybody else's dream. And then when you create a new dream, you can create a whole new standard of something nobody ever heard of. Like my name being Passer is because like I'm trying to think above instead of just thinking below. So as the as above below metrics, I'm already below. So I see that they see me as a demon because of the person that I am. So I stay in the shadows and then I can ignite the light by telling them, you know what I'm saying, what I know from above. Because I'm not going to shed no darkness on people that keep trying to shed dark times. But I'm going to try to bring some light. Like, all right, yeah, we stuck in this algorithm, but in order to really break out of it, it takes more than one person. It's gonna take a group of bodies, and with us being single atoms, everybody is looking for even people. You know what I'm saying? So all that Bible coding is really like literature. It's art. It's art because words are art. It's comedy in there, so they cussing each other out. It's a lot of things in there. Like you gotta reread it as an adult with the adult comprehension because as kids, it was more stuff that we wouldn't know